Hi everyone, it's Derek from the iReady podcast. Welcome to the first match reaction pod of the season, and that was the 3-0 victory against Livingston today at Ibrox. Firstly, I know we're late in bringing a proper podcast out. We were meant to get a season review pod or two out, and we're going to try and get a preview pod out as well before the season started, but things have just transpired and Dave's managed to still get 2 holidays and still in the middle of a pandemic, so we've been a wee bit delayed about that, but we will be recording our main podcast on Monday night, so that'll be out on the early hours of Tuesday, hopefully, if not Tuesday afternoon. But anyway, into today's game, opening game of the season, full of anticipation, full of expectation, fans back in the stadium, albeit not a full complement of fans, disappointingly. Hopefully we'll be getting that soon within the next few games. But what an occasion. On the title defence now, and there's a different set of circumstances now we've got to deal with, and today, I think, showing how much quality we've got. We've still got work to do because it was a bit lacklustre in places. However, we were fully in control of the game. And I think with I would say the lack of signings, I know we had made a few signings towards the end of last season and bedded them in already, got them in early. And we've got a few still sitting waiting, out injured, a few still waiting, recovering from the Euros as well, but you just see we've got a quality side now, and that was, seen certainly in a good few passages in this game. The lineup was slightly different to what we maybe expected. McLaughlin certainly starting in goals instead of McGregor on the bench, Bassey, Goldson, ever-present Goldson, Balogun, Tavernier obviously the captain, Davis, Kamara, Aribo, Kent, Hadji and Fashion Sakala as well getting the start. Kind of sensible him starting instead of Roof as well, considering Roof is not going to be available for the game on Tuesday against Malmo, so certainly good to get some more game time under his belt. On the subs bench, as I said, we had McGregor, Lundstrom, Itten, Simpson and Patterson, Wright and Roof. No Barisic or Helander, they were still getting up to speed after coming back for the Euros slightly later on. But a touch of class from Livingston as well. They gave us a guard of honour coming onto the field, obviously in tribute to us being champions, and it's the first game back. Minute silence as well for the sad passing of the former captain Ali Dawson, impeccably observed as usual, as you would expect. And credit to the fans today that turned up despite some of the ridiculous and sad comments that were made online about there was a full applause during the players taking the knee, not a boo heard whatsoever. Certainly if anybody did do it, it was completely drowned out, so credit to the fans there. As you would expect, the few idiots in our support were not going to dampen anything that we do as a support as a whole. But anyway, the game itself, I felt fairly impressive from the champions, despite only being a goal up as well. Arguably should have been a goal or more further ahead come half time. We had an early flurry of chances as well. We were knocking the ball about well, playing with confidence, almost a swagger I would have said, which is good to see. Not arrogance, just a swagger, and as we well should, given the way we've played, given the dominance we've had over teams over the league last year as well. There was some absolutely exquisite touches and passes of play, and that's what you'll get when we've got the quality of the squad we've got now. And as I said, I'm quite happy with what we've brought in so far. It wasn't needing major overhaul. It wasn't needing 4 or 5 players. It was needing a couple of players out, a couple of players in, and it was quality rather than quantity now we've got to look for. The squad itself, as I said, we've got a squad of some fantastic individual talent, and all of them, to a man, they've got the ability to turn on that magic just out of nowhere, which is a sign of an extremely good side. You look at the way we've played in passages in this game, look at the way we played the whole of the Real Madrid game. We've got a squad that can play stylishly very well, very quick, very attacking, and then we can do all the other things in between, which is amazing to see. We started off in this game with a high tempo, but after the goal in the 8th minute we dropped off. We still controlled the game, but we dropped off. I don't think we allowed Livingston to really come at us at all after the goal, but certainly we were just quite happy passing about. We were probing, we were trying to get in behind the defence. They were packing their defence as well, sitting off us, so it was always going to be difficult to break down. However, as I said, the first goal came on the 8th minute with Hadji scoring. Tavernier with a long free kick from the right into the back post to Hadji. Lovely control with his left foot to trap it. Cuts inside and hits the ball high into the net. Just a fantastic goal, fantastic cross as well. Livingston themselves, they did start off fairly aggressive. They were trying to get in our face, but our ability was more than enough to beat that down. Their aggression, however, did result in Hadji picking up a knock. I think it was about the 12th minute or something like that. He did try and run it off, but he had to go off in the 30th minute, which was disappointing to see. Hopefully more of a precaution. He certainly was wincing on a few occasions. Certainly as well, there was a few passages where Bassey was playing it down to the channel to him, and you could see he was in the position to make the run, but he just never quite done that, and obviously it was affecting them. As I said, Livingston offered nothing up front. They had a couple of moments where Balogun and Goldson got mixed up with each other, but others covered them. Lack of communication perhaps, first game of the season, it never came to anything, so as long as they get that sorted out. Bassey was impressive though. Sakawa was there and thereabouts. You could see what he was wanting to do, but it was just a slight touch off it. Maybe not much his fault because it was such a tightly packed defence a lot of the time. Second half was a comfortable affair, I would say. I wouldn't say it was nervy, but with it only being 1-0 getting towards the last 20 minutes of the game, and we played the majority of the second half when it being 1-0, it was always in the back of your mind that all it takes is one mistake. And we've seen it before, maybe not so much last year, but we've seen it previously with our team. But we didn't really have to worry at all because Livingston offered nothing once again, largely sat back. We were in complete control, probing about, not playing with a lot of urgency though. That was maybe the disappointing thing. We finally put the game to rest and quashed any nerves though on the 78th minute when Wright made it 2-0. It was a driving run from Tavernier on the right at the touchline, gets into the box, passes, ball past to Kent in the box, who turns, tries to shoot, it flicks up to the back post, and Wright has a volley under pressure into the back of net. That was sublime skill from Wright there. We've said it before, Wright is going to be an absolute quality player for us, I think. And then the game was completely wrapped up on the 90th minute with Roof scoring. He had come on for Sakala on the 70th minute. Davis dinks the ball from the right into the middle of the box, knocked away by the header, but only to Bassey. The defender sticks a toe in trying to get the ball, but only sends it goal bound towards Roof. He breaks free from the defenders and from about 6 yards shoots it past the keeper. Just great instincts there from Roof. And I think it was an assist from the Livingston defender as well. So overall, you've got to be happy with that. In complete control. I can't remember McLaughlin actually having a save, never mind much to do in the whole game. It was another deck chair game. Really delighted with the team. First game, maybe not the most fluent we could have been of it, as I said, maybe not the most pressing we could have done if we had wrapped the game up, earlier on. It might have not have been as I said, not nervy, but always in the back of your mind. But, you run out 3-0 winners. I wouldn't say we played the best, but you'll certainly take that every day of the week. So it brings us to the next game, which is a vital game against Malmo away in the Champions League third round qualifier. Vital game. Malmo, probably not the hardest team we could have ever got, but they'll be up for it. There's no duff teams in Europe anymore, regardless of what you're saying, and any Celtic fans might say. I have all confidence in the team, and as we've said plenty of time before, as much as we're maybe a wee bit trepidatious going into these games, other teams are going to have seen us the way we played in Europe last year, and they're going to be fearful of playing us. Hopefully it'll be another case of the teams play a wee bit more openly and expansively against us, and we are at our best in Europe when we're like that. When other teams play like that, we just get in behind them. I've every faith in the team. As I said, Dave and I will be back. We'll be recording on Monday night, so many apologies for not us being our usual lazy self, but just as usual, things happen. So certainly be interested to see what tonight's ridiculous 8 PM kickoff has got for us, because certainly it could be a very interesting one. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and goodbye.